All right, we are 88.5, the SoCal Sound here in Los Angeles and Orange County. Please know we are listener-supported public radio, serving the community of musicians and music lovers everywhere. You could join us and become a subscribing member at the SoCalSound.org. My name's Mookie, or Marc if you prefer. Either one will do. And we're excited to talk to Ricky McKinney from Blind Boys of Alabama today. First of all, thank you so much for taking
Well,
the time. And where are you right now?
well, actually, now I'm at home sitting in the blind boy's office along with Sarah. She is the office manager here, and we're making it work.
Cool. Well, it looks like there's some tour dates. There's really exciting stuff to talk about, with the new record. There's Grammy nominations. Not that you guys need any more, award hardware over the mantle, over the fireplace, but here we are once again, and I feel like it is very exciting. And I'll be quite honest with you. You have the stressors of the day, you know, day-to-day stuff that happens in everybody's life, and sometimes it's hard. But I sat down here and I delved into the music and I read a lot about Blind Boys of Alabama, and I can't think of anything better for my soul. The music is so good, man, and it's so uplifting. And I feel like what you guys have been doing has just absolutely been remarkable for decades and decades. How does it feel to be in the position you are right now with the group?
Well, I've been with the blind boys for a long time. I've been in management for a long time. I had the opportunity to manage the band for 3 years from 1997 until 2000. And I was the one that talked to the people, Charles Dreby, and made a lot of management decisions. So it feels good. This is not my first time being group leader with my group. I had my own group for years, but I'm glad to be here with the Blind Boys of Alabama. I grew up knowing them. I was 4 years old when I met Clarence and all the boys, and hey, it just feels good to keep the legacy going.
So for you, the music came first and then you jumped to the management side?
Yeah, and when it came to the Blind Boys, the music came first. They hired me as a drummer and sometime a background singer, and I moved into management, like I said, and here I am,
Yeah.
the group for the Blind Boys. Yeah.
Incredible. Such a legacy, such an incredible story. There have been several iterations of Blind Boys throughout the years, and now we got what we got. And there's a show in Southern California at the Bank of America Performing Arts Center of Thousand Oaks, a wonderful venue to see a show. That's coming up on the 8th of February, so really, really soon. Of course, Bobby Rush going to play with you on that particular night, which is very cool. So the album's out now, nominated for Best American Roots Performance, Best Americana Performance, Best Roots Gospel Album as well. Echoes of the South is the album, and again, it's available to the general public right now. I was tickled to see that you guys are affiliated with John Paul White's label out of Muscle Shoals, Alabama, Single Lock Records. We hold him in high regard as a musician and songwriter. Echoes of the South, kind of an homage to a radio show, from what I gather, back in the 1940s. Is that right?
Yeah, and back in the day, that was the first major radio show that the Blind Boys did. It was in Birmingham, and that's where they really got their start. And it was good. It was a good thing. It was time.
You yourself personally, do you still consume radio, or you play vinyl at home, or,
I
or
listen
are you streaming?
to, well, I do a little bit of everything, but mostly they say I'm old school. I listen to some vinyl. I listen to a lot of CDs, and then I do listen to, I have a radio program that's aired here in Atlanta on Sunday mornings. It's called Rock with Ricky and Janice, and Sunday mornings at WIGO Radio AM here in the city. It comes on 8:30 in the morning. But it's just a 30-minute show, but it's hot.
That's amazing. And you're playing some gospel classics as well as some contemporary newer artists as well?
Well, I play a lot of gospel classics, because I'm old school, and these are the people I know about. So I played some new music, but mostly I played music from uh, the era that I grew up in, where
Yeah.
gospel was gospel music.
Yeah. So for the record, Echoes of the South, which again is out right now, was it a combined sort of decision amongst the entire group to, cover Stevie Wonder, cover pop staples and guys like Curtis Mayfield?
Well, we have been doing a lot of uh, songs that cover a lot of music for a long time. But this record in itself, Echoes of the South, we come up with some songs from old school that we did, like Ain't Nothing But Love and Send It On Down. And those are real Blind Boys records. So we say we want to cut a Blind Boys record. So we learned to agree when we had to and disagree when we did. But I think it's a great record. One of the songs that I love the most on it that tells you all about Ricky McKinney and the Blind Boys, friendship. That's what's kept us out here this long, friendship.
That's it, really, it's like a family dynamic when you think about it, when you spend so much time with, certain individuals, and families could be hard, but also extremely gratifying.
Yeah, when this record was done, Phil Cook, I've been knowing him for a long time, and all the guys that were there to do the record, late Paul Beasley and late Ben Moore, Jimmy Carter, he retired. We were all there, and me and Paul Beasley, we went back about 50 years. We sang together for a long time. We brought our Texas called the Gospel Keynotes. And then I brought him with me to the Blind Boys when he began to have problems with his sight. Ben Moore, had been here for a while.
Mm.
But the thing in us here is that we had a thing, man. We had a connection. And even with the guys that we have now, you're gonna find out that you're gonna say, wow, it's the Blind Boys of Alabama.
I love it. And there's a book in the works too, for the uninitiated. The book's coming out in March. Spirit of the Century, the official story of Blind Boys of Alabama. So we got the new album, we got the book on the way. Of course, the Grammy nominations are coming up real soon. Got some shows in Australia, it looks like, which is absolutely amazing. And we hope that people in Australia embrace Blind Boys of Alabama, like we do here in the United States. Have you traveled much overseas yourself, and how have the crowds been? Extremely
Well, I've been all,
welcoming, I imagine.
oh yeah, I've been all over the world with the Blind Boys of Alabama. We have touched on all continents at least one time. We've been everywhere. They love us in Australia. We love coming to Australia. So it's gonna be like going back to another home, and we got friends there, and it's gonna be great. We like going and seeing people. We got friends all over the world, so
Yeah.
it's just good to be able to touch somebody. But I'm a Christian,
Hmm.
and to get biblical, but the Bible said, if I I be lifted up, I draw all men, and that's what has happened with the Blind Boys.
I mean, you're absolutely right. I was just saying, like, just doing the deep dive into the music just to prep for this interview. I mean, it literally, touched my soul, and my mood completely changed when I started consuming your music. The great Jimmy Carter, founding member of Blind Boys, said the mission has always been to tell the world about gospel music. And man, you guys have been striving to do that and have been doing that for a number of years with stories of perseverance, as well as hope for the future. Can't say anything but great things about Blind Boys, and I should let everybody know again. February 8th, it's a Thursday, coming up real soon. Bank of America Performing Arts Center, out there in Thousand Oaks, with Bobby Rush, Blind Boys of Alabama. Everybody's really looking forward to it. There is a website, blindboys.com. And it's an honor to meet you. The word legendary, is thrown around a lot these days, and I'm sure people have called Blind Boys a legendary group. Does it feel weird to be called a legendary musician when you might feel like you're just a regular guy doing regular things?
Well, I've always been the kind of person that was grateful for what God has done, and He could have showed favor on anybody, but he picked me. He picked the blind boys, and I'm just grateful that people still enjoy music. But I want to let everybody know that we're gonna have a good time. If you feel like you're down and you feel a little sad, you're gonna feel glad. If you feel like singing along and doing a little dance, you come on out because we're gonna have a ball in California.
No, I'm telling you, it's amazing. Well, Mr. McKinney, you are an inspiration. I really appreciate you taking the time. It'll be fantastic to see you and the group up on stage in Thousand Oaks real soon. Anything else to touch on before we kind of wrap it up here?
Well, I'm really glad to have an opportunity to meet you. Hopefully, I'll be able to see you face to face. And but another thing is that we want everybody to know that on this Thursday we're doing a PBS special. It's the Blind Boys of Alabama, along with the Alabama Symphony Orchestra, and it's going to be a PBS special. It's on the first, so kind of tune in if you can and check us out because we're gonna sing some songs, and it's something that has never probably been done with a quartet. But I know of a black blind quartet singing with an orchestra.
No,
So we're gonna
yeah, yeah.
we're gonna be you're gonna be really you're gonna have a good time listening to it. And but when we get there, when we get to your town, don't you miss it when the boys are back in town.
I'm telling you, and the music is so powerful in its own right. And to think, you guys are, hitting the stage with a full-on symphony orchestra. I mean, that's powerful. It really is.
Yeah, when they first started talking about dancing years ago, I guess our first time doing it was back in the late 80s, but it was something new, but we always have been open for doing new things. And I guess that's what keep our music fresh and we always have a mind to do different things because we realize that people need people and working together does work, my mama said. And and my thing is this: the blind boys let people know that a disability doesn't have to be a handicap because it's not about what you can't do that's important. It's about what you do.
Incredible. Yeah. That's good advice really for anybody in any line of work, any social status, um, in every aspect of their life. So thanks again. I don't want to take up too much of your time. We're going to publish this real soon, and yeah, you're amazing. And if I can make it out to those shows or the Southern California date, I'll make it a point to come up and say hello.
Please do. And I want to tell everybody, without you being there, it won't be a program. So we're looking for you. I'll be at the record table. So you can come back and I'll sign your autograph and all the boys will be at the record table. So, and that record, I mean, the vinyl is great, the CD is great, and the book is awesome. So when
Yeah.
that book comes out on March the 24th, you go out and get it at your neighborhood bookstore because it's called The Blind Boys of Alabama. It's Spirit of the Century. And it's going to be great. And if you can, tune in on the first for the PBS special.
I love that you're a radio guy too. And I tell, I'd be barely employable if it wasn't for this radio thing. And I tell people like once the radio bug bites you, it's hard to want to do anything else. So I'm sure you take great pride in crafting your own Sunday morning radio show. It's very cool. Again, blindboys.com is the website. And hopefully we'll see you and talk to you real soon.
All right, you take care of this. I'm gonna say it one more time. I want everybody to know to tell somebody, don't you dare miss it when the boys are back in town.